Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Hey guys, it's Blaze, and happy Memorial Day. I mean, it's going to be past Memorial Day by the time I post this, but it's Memorial Day now, so I'm Memorial Day, get ready with me. Why did I choose today to do get ready with me? Why this holiday? I mean, like, it's an important holiday, obviously, but like, you couldn't do a Christmas or a New Year's get ready with me, but or like a Valentine's one, but you can do a Memorial one. Yes, no, not really. I'm running on no sleep for 72 hours, so I guess first let me start off by saying thank you to all the men and women and thems for your sacrifice for this country, and my condolences and heart goes out to those who have families who are still alive, who, can I say who one more time, have had loved ones who have perished in war that I just wish wasn't a thing anymore, you know? I am anti-war, but I know it's, you know, a thing that must happen sometimes, and I just wish it didn't have to. And if it had to be done, I wish it was, I've always said this, could we like fight like in the good old days, like with bow and arrows and swords? Can we make that a thing again? Can we not use like nuclear weapons and shit, like in huge guns and tanks? Like, can we just go back to the old days? Kinda just going for a very simple makeup look today. Oh. That's kind of what I've been doing lately. I have been going for very dramatic. Just don't have the want to do that anymore. Yesterday when I was manically cleaning my room for like almost 24 hours and rearranging everything in my room pretty much, I threw away, because there was just no way to donate it, and I'll tell you why in a second, but I threw away over half my makeup collection. It was both one of the hardest and things I had to do, and one of my favorite things I've ever done, because it made me feel like proud of myself, because I'm a hoarder and I hoard things like my makeup, but the things that I got rid of were all things that I never use, and since I never use it, as you guessed it, they've all expired. Like the lip stuff, yeah, I guess you can still use like a really long time past their expiration date, depending on the lip product. But like the face products, like the foundations and the powders and the mascaras, the eye products, like the mascaras and the liners and stuff, you really shouldn't be using for years after their expiration date. And I wasn't using them. I was just hoarding them and putting them, because I'm like, oh, it's a collection. And I can't justify that anymore. And I'm using them for stuff, using that space now for stuff that I currently love, which, you know, I'm just gonna say it once and then, you know, not talk about it really again in this video, is my Reborn stuff. I still want to like kind of always be piling on my Reborns in every single video that I do now. I have a Reborn video I have to film after this, shortly. So they're getting better use, and with stuff that I use on a daily basis. And I would have donated all that makeup, but like I said, it was used and expired. So I couldn't. But if it wasn't used and it was in date, then absolutely would have donated it, as I've done in the past. But it felt good. The only thing I'll say more about the reborn situation is I want to thank everybody for the support that you guys have been showing me, and like the non-judgment, and wanting to see more videos on it, which I think is great. Got a few dry patches in this area still. So thank you guys, and I am actually happy to see that some of you, a couple of you, already own reborns. So that's really cool, because like I want to go on Instagram or wherever, or Snapchat, whatever, privately, and like I want to see your reborns. If you guys would like to share that with me, because I want to see them. Hello. I feel like we talk about this in every Get Ready With Me video, but let's just I don't know if it's going to be very quickly, but I'll try. Talk about my health in general. Okay, physical. You guys know I had started a new diabetes medicine. My numbers went down drastically in 3 months. I'm almost not even diabetic anymore. Not just from the medication, but from the dieting that I've been doing, the eating healthier and everything. So give me credit, please. The medication, the injections that I was on, the once a week injections, the medication that I was on. And for the first like 4 shots, I had absolutely no side effects whatsoever. None whatsoever. So that was great, and it was working. My sugars were going down. I was eating better. I was eating less, and everything seemed great. And then I started noticing I was getting horrible, unbearable nausea. Now, I'm always nauseous, like always. But this was a different type of nausea. Like, I had a sick bucket next to me all of the time. I was crying. It was just so unbearable. Now, I didn't know yet that this was really connected to the medication that I was taking. And then I started noticing that for like the day after, and then a couple days after that, I had the world's worst migraines. And I mean not headaches, migraines. That I had to be laying in a dark room with nothing on, no TV, no music, no nothing. I couldn't eat. I couldn't really sleep. Nothing. Again, I would have cried, but it would have been absolutely painful for me to cry. That's how bad it was. But after that, after the first couple days after the shot, it would ease up a bit. So that's when me and my mother started putting 2 and 2 together, that maybe these were really bad side effects from the shot I was taking. So I had brought it up. If you ask, did you like call enough? I called several times a day to my doctor's office, because I know my doctor's office and I know my doctor. And when they say we'll patch it through and we'll get them to get back to you urgently, that means within 72 hours, and they even told me so. And I was like, no. You'll do it now. Because I'm not going to stay like this. I can't stay like this. And I need to speak with somebody on her team now, or speak to the triage nurse, which is what I did. I spoke to the triage nurse and told her what was going on. And my doctor sent me, I don't know if you guys know what a patient portal is, which is, it's basically just like an emailing your doctor's office and their medical team and whatnot. So I was going through to them and telling them, look, and I was telling them every side effect and everything and saying, I need your help. I can't stay on this medication. And they agreed that I shouldn't stay on this medication because of those reasons. And because of that, they wanted to put me on a drug, or a medication, a drug. Yeah, a drug, a medication in the same exact class as this medicine with even more severe side effects. Pardon? Now, I knew very much about this medication and the side effects because it was the first medication, the injection, that she wanted to put me on, and I was like, okay, this sounds too good to be true, because I will tell you, the results are freaking fantastic. You can lose up to like 20 pounds in a month. And I'm like, hell yeah, put me on that medication. And I'm not naming them for reasons. I'm not going to name them because I'm not going to, in case anybody's on them out there, I'm not going to put that in their heads and then have them get sick. But, or have anybody sue me. This is just my personal experience with the medications. And so me and my mother, it was one of the first things when they put me on medications that my mother taught me. Before you ever start taking a new medication, don't just blindly listen to the doctor. Go online, do your research. And when I was a kid, my mother worked in pharmacology as part of her nursing career, so she kind of knows. So she would always look in the DSM-5. So, and like, not just that, she had the encyclopedia of like, medications, and stuff like that. So she had books before the internet. But when I was able to start doing that kind of stuff on my own, she always taught me, start researching by yourself. Do not just blindly go on a medication. So I did my research on this miracle diabetes and diabetic medicine, and I was like reading everybody's really great results from it, but the horrible side effects from it, including sulfur burps, uncontrollable amount of sulfur burps. First of all, I have never heard of what the hell a sulfur burp was before this. I was like, what the actual is a sulfur burp? That sounds like the most disgusting thing I have ever heard in my life. Like, what? And when I brought that up to my sister, she's like, yeah, I've heard of that before. It doesn't sound pleasant. I'm like, doesn't sound pleasant? What? Second of all, I don't burp because of my phobia of vomiting. My body just doesn't burp. It also doesn't vomit. Knock on wood. I haven't vomited since I was 8 years old. Since that incident, which is going to be the topic of my next mental illness series, my instructions not included series is going back. My really, really good psychiatrist back in New Jersey explained it so much better, that my body is so phobic of it that it just kind of stops my self from throwing up.
For instance, whenever you see me hiccuping on here, that's actually my body's response of swallowing the burp.
I'll put a trigger warning for anybody who's emetophobic up in this video. always fuck up my eyebrows. Always. This is why I shouldn't have been talking during this. There's a huge arch in one of them and like not much of an arch in the other one. Whatever. It'll have to do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Yeah, so uncontrollable sulfur burps, like disgusting. But I maybe my body would naturally have to burp if I was on a medication that made you do it. Unbearable nausea, which I was already going through. And the medication I was on had the lowest, known least amount of side effects of all of these medications in this class, in the injections. So that's why I decided to take this one, because you had the least amount of chance of nausea, vomiting, everything. This one has the highest amounts, and she thought it was a good idea to put me on this, and I'm like, hell no. So yeah, vomiting all of the time, nausea up the ass, just gastrointestinal problems, just all of these side effects. And I'm like, why in the actual hell does she think that putting me on this medication will help with the side effects I'm going through now on a medication that's supposed to have the least, that's known to have the least amount of these side effects? What is she actually thinking? Like, huh? And I know she carries samples because she's given them to me twice. And I think she's getting kind of compensation for pushing this medication. I'm not saying that that is a fact. I'm just saying that is my conspiracy theory, okay? Wouldn't be the first time I've had to experience that with a doctor. I've had this doctor for a couple years, and I used to really like her a lot. But I think she's like my age or maybe even younger by a year. And I would like a more experienced doctor. And I kept saying I wanted to go on another medication. And I don't care if it was pill form and I had to take it every day. I don't, you know, the taking it every day or taking it once a week didn't bother me. Please listen to me. Please, I am begging you to listen to me. Remember this, if you ever take any advice from me ever, or if you don't ever take any advice from me, that's fine. Always take this advice. Doctors work for you. You don't work for them. So they need to listen to you, okay? And you can hire them and you can fire them, okay? And that's exactly what I fucking did. Because I was going back and forth and getting nowhere. Because they were either A, not answering, or B, just not listening to me. And they kept trying to push this other medication on me that was going to make me hella sick. Like I wasn't already hella sick to begin with. So I went online and I looked for other doctors in this same practice, in the same building, because I was going to be going without diabetes medicine, because at least this my old doctor agreed I couldn't keep staying on this medication. Like, at least she agreed to that. Like, I had to stop it. So I needed a new medication for my diabetes. I couldn't just, like, not have a medication for that. So I looked for a new one, and I found her, and I looked at her, and I read her credentials and everything like that, and I thought she looked like a decent person. You know, I hadn't met her or anything like that, but I called up, and she had an appointment available 15 minutes before we had to leave, before we had to leave the house. They were like, oh, do you live close to this location? Because they have a couple locations. And we're like, yeah, we live very close. That's the one we go to all the time. And they're like, oh, she has an appointment at 2 o'clock. They told us this at 1:45. We're like, bitch, we live close. We didn't say we lived next door adjacent to the building. Like, so we rushed out of the house. We met this new doctor, great doctor, absolutely love her. She's my new doctor. To end this story, she put me on Januvia, which I'm sure if you've heard of medications, especially diabetes medicines, it's one of the oldest ones there are. It's a pill form. You take it every day. And I don't mind doing that and continue just eating healthier and exercising and doing all that, other than taking the injections once a week and getting unbearably sick. That's fine with me. Tomorrow, which is Tuesday, is when I start the Januvia, because they wanted me to get the other medication like completely out of my system before I started a new medicine. And I feel so much better physically than I was. So no more real migraines. Still nauseous, but she also prescribed me an anti-nausea patch. I forget what it's called, but it starts with an S. And I got it yesterday from the pharmacy. And it goes behind your ear. I didn't know that. So like, it's behind my ear right here. So you wear it for 3 days in a row, and then you switch it out, depending on how nauseous you are and if you're nauseous. If you're not nauseous, then no reason to wear it. But yeah, so that's cool. Yeah, this woman has a lot of experience. She's extremely intelligent, has a great bedside manner. So if you are not happy with your doctor, if your doctor does not take what you say into consideration, if they are shady, you're allowed to fire them. You're allowed to find a second opinion. You're allowed to go to a new one. Don't be intimidated just because they're a doctor. I know that's easier said than done, because I've been intimidated in the past because they're doctors. But you really got to push through that intimidation, and just remember, they're your employee, not the other way around. So they're not police officers, they're doctors. So, and this is your health on the line. So think of yourself. Okay, mental health. I'll try to go through this quickly. Not good. I might actually be firing this doctor too, who works in the same practice. Now, I love this doctor, don't get me wrong. I mean, even though she's kind of been doing me dirty, but I can't really blame it all on her, because she is the only psychiatrist in that practice now. And she has hundreds of patients. Hundreds. And they've been trying to find a new psychiatrist to work in this practice, and they're not having any luck. So she has hundreds in her caseload, so she can't really help when I need her. I needed her back in April. I was having a severe nervous breakdown, and I had called up, and I thought I had an appointment lined up for like the first week in May, and they were like, oh no, you don't have one, because we usually line up appointments like a week in advance. I'm like, okay, can I like make the next soonest appointment? And they're like, sure. Can you hold on? I'm like, yeah, okay. And they're like, okay, so her next soonest appointment is in August. August. Like, what the actual hell is going on here? First of all, even if she wasn't the only person in her field working, that is extremely unprofessional. It's just really unprofessional. You have mental health patients who are on medications, who are struggling with mental health, and you're not seeing them on a regular basis. Like, that is just, it's extremely unprofessional. I can't make an excuse for that. Thank the goodness, the goddess, they called right back and they were like, oh, so she has a cancellation for tomorrow. Do you want it? I'm like, fuck yes, I want it. I need to talk to her. I'm going through a crisis here. And, ooh, coconut. Because I'm using a butter blush. But it's more of like a highlight, like a very, very subtle highlight. So I was able to speak to her. But the thing is, because she has so many patients, and she loves our family, she knows our family, my mother sees her too, my sister sees her, she's very sweet. We all like her. She was better in the beginning, but because she has so many caseloads, she does not really have the time to listen to us anymore, which is kind of important for somebody who's prescribing psych meds. And she again pushes medications that I've told her over and over again do not work for me, because I have an experience in the past with them. They did not work for me. Or medications that I'm currently on that are not working for me. And telling her, or begging, I'm at her mercy, please help me. Please help me, because I'm not okay. And I don't know what to do. And she just kind of doesn't. She used to listen to me and my family so much, and she's just kind of for some reason, stopped listening. I don't know why. So what I've been trying to get at is, if you don't know this, and you're just like stumbling across this video, because I don't like to like say things like you guys know, because like some of you don't, I have bipolar disorder, and I have been extremely manic the past week, but then I crash and I'm extremely depressed this past week. So it seems to happen. I have bipolar disorder with rapid cycling moods. So I get very, very manic, and then it doesn't, like an hour later, I could be crying in a dark room, blasting sad music, like Careless Whisper. But the cover by Seether, because I kind of like that one better, not gonna lie. The original is great too. But or Sound of Silence by Disturbed, because again, love the cover. But listening to like the saddest music, having the saddest, really bad thoughts. And then 3 hours later, I'll be manic again. And it's not like I'm happy manic. I have to do things manic. I can't sit still. I can't sleep. I forget to eat. So my blood sugar drops. I'm obsessively cleaning, reorganizing things, doing things that are impulsive. That explains the bangs, and the hair color. It's been really, really difficult to live with lately. Really difficult. And I see her next month, June. I don't know what to do anymore. And I try to ask her what to do, and she just doesn't freaking listen to me anymore. So I'm just gonna have to really be really bitchy the next time I'm on the phone with her. And I don't want to, because she's super nice, but like, what the hell? You're not helping me. I'm, by the way, gonna be taking the lashes in the AOA studio A+ Glam 3D Faux Mink Lashes in Istanbul. So, yeah, that's what's going on in that department. Let's move on to something else, because I feel like that took up most of this video, my health, both physically and mentally. So I'm thinking of changing my YouTube name, channel name, my YouTube channel name. Now, still gonna be Blaze. I'm not changing that. I recently, and by recently I mean like an hour before I started filming, changed it on my Instagram. I just don't feel like It's Blaze is speaking to me anymore. You know what I mean? Like, that was okay in the past. That was great in the past. But like, I'm trying to move forward, and I'm bored of It's Blaze. And I still will be like, hey guys, it's Blaze, and the Blaze Nation, and everything will still be the same. Like, my name is still Blaze, and everything like that. But I just want a name change to my channel, and I want your guys' thoughts and opinions on that. Like, seriously, I really do. And I'll probably take another poll. But at the end of the day, it's my decision. But I don't know why. I just really, really want to change my channel name. It's still going to have Blaze in the name. Sorry for shaking you guys. But that's something else I've been really wanting to do. Next topic. Have you guys been, I mean, it's over now, and now tomorrow starts deliberation. But did you guys watch the Depp Heard trial like a hawk, like most of the world? And just like in this house, my mother and I watched it like a hawk. We watched every second of it. And seriously, the sidebars just kind of got me fucked up. I hated every single time we were like, can we approach Your Honor? I was like, no. I wish I was the judge in this case, just to be like, no, you can't approach. Just keep going. Nope, just keep going. But Johnny's team was amazing. Love that. Camille, will you marry me, please? Camille, I love you so much. And we're Team Johnny forever in this house. We've always been Team Johnny, like before he even met Amber Heard. So if you're Team Heard, get the F off my channel. Nobody wants you here. I'm not kidding. Believe all victims. Believe all women. I should say, believe all women. Except Amber Heard. Because that bitch is a liar. For my New Year's Get Ready With Me that I did, that was like a week after New Year's. This year, I said my goal was to start my own business online. And it truly was. Like that was something I was setting my sight on. But I've changed it. I want to get not just my mental, but especially my physical health under control. I want to get out of the realm of diabetes. I do not want to be diabetic anymore. And I want to hit my goal weight. I really, really do. And it's not undoable at the weight I am. I have lost I've lost 20 pounds. So that's a lot of weight for somebody who has PCOS, a very bad thyroid condition that makes it very hard to lose weight, both of those problems. I have other problems that make it very difficult, the anxiety disorders and depression, the stress from that, make it very hard to lose weight. Yes, so that has changed my New Year's goal. I have to fix that somehow. which I don't think is impossible. If I don't hit the exact weight, but I'm close enough, I'll be happy with that. Damn it. I got a little smudge out here. Hate when that happens. Boo. Yeah, so that's basically everything that's been going on in my neck of the woods. Doing a lot with the babies and doing a lot with the artwork that comes with that. It's not just a hobby, it is also a lifestyle, and it's a coping mechanism and a way to help with my problems, my PTSD, my depression, my anxiety, and that's what reborns are also for. They're also used for that, so they're good for that. When I went out shopping yesterday to Dollar Tree with my dad, I got a picture from my mother of all the babies just sitting up in her bed. She just kidnapped every single one of them. I was like, what the hell? She's like, hi. My mother absolutely adores them, which is a huge plus because a lot of people in this community have no one really that supports them because it does have a huge stigma on it. They're like people who don't understand that they are not baby dolls, that they are not childish whatsoever. And a lot of people do see it that way, unfortunately. So I'm very lucky to have a mother who does understand and doesn't just support me, but like she uses them also for her happiness, and she's fallen in love with them. So that's great. I love having that. And yes, I do plan on introducing the babies, the bebes, my reborns, within the next couple months, hopefully. So you guys get to meet them, hopefully. Can't believe I'm almost 34. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for chatting with me and getting ready with me. I hope you guys had a wonderful Memorial Day and ate yummy foods. We might have turkey burgers tonight, I don't know. But my turkey burger will be off the bun because carbs. If you guys haven't already and you'd like to, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, and subscribe to this channel right now and become a Blazer and a part of the Blaze Nation. We'd love to have you here as long as you're as wicked as we are. Woo! I will talk to you guys very, very soon. And until next time, my beautiful ones. Stay wicked.